Let's go. Yo. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never gonna look back. Never gonna look back. Cause damn, I was built to last. You move slow and I move fast. And that's facts.
Welcome back to Coffee with Trax on Chicago Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Trax, and today we've got a scorching hot topic that's got Bears Nation buzzing, folks. Could we see a reunion with two familiar faces, Khalil Mack and James Daniels? And what's all this talk about Drew Dalman potentially landing in Chicago? Buckle up, because we're about to deep dive in all these details, folks. Let's start with the man, the myth, the legend, Khalil Mack. Remember when he dominated offenses from 2018 to 2021? Offensive coordinators were losing sleep trying to figure out how to block him. And now at 34, he's still a force. In 2024, Mack racked up 6 sacks, 42 tackles, and forced 3 fumbles. 9-time Pro Bowler, 3-time first team All-Pro, and let's not forget, 2016 NFL Defensive Player of the Year. This guy is built to wreck offenses. Picture this, Khalil Mack back in Bears uniform, lining up next to our young pass rushers in Montez Sweat, teaching them his legendary techniques. You're talking about a defense in front of those offenses that they will fear. His experience and leadership could be the spark that ignites the Bears defense. But will the Bears make the call? Can they bring back the man who once electrified Soldier Field? Well, how do you guys feel about this? Leave it in the comments below. Now, I know 34 years old is not no spring chicken. He's not what he used to be. He only had 10 games last season. That's right. He sat out 7 games. So for the full price of $20 million, you only got a little over 50% of his time on the field, right? So, I mean, in terms of that, will he repeat that? Is this something that we have to consider? Is this something that we have to look about? Is it because of his age? Is it because of all of his aches and pains and getting banged up? And like I said, being 34 years old, coming up on 35, is this somebody that we want to get in the building in Khalil Mack? Could we get a little bit more juice out of him? I don't know, man. It's something to definitely consider. I don't know what it looked like in terms of pay. Is he going to be $20 million? Is that what he's expecting? I haven't looked at the numbers, but I would say, given the market value and what's going on out there in the NFL, I'd probably say anywhere around 15 to 17 million. I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't get in the upwards of 18 million. So leave it in the comments below if you think that he is worth that money, if it's worth considering bringing him back, knowing that he only played 10 games this season. Is that something that concerns you, worries you, or do you think that it would be worth bringing him back? Could he help Montez Sweat? Could he? And listen, Montez Sweat didn't have anybody over there that he could bounce stuff off of, like a 9-time Pro Bowler, like a NFL Defensive Player of the Year. Same thing with Booker. Could this guy be a 1-year, 2-year deal and maybe work with us on this and see, performance incentives and all this kind of stuff, stay on the field, healthy, track, 8 sacks, whatever it takes, all these kind of things you can get real creative in. Is this something that you'd rather look at instead of give up all kinds of draft capital for another free agent that we've talked about? Max Crosby, Myles Garrett, Micah Parsons, all those guys, they're going to require a lot. Now, obviously, they're a lot younger, 4 years younger in 2 of those guys, and Micah Parsons being only 25 years old. So this could be a bridge until we find out who that next Khalil Mack is in free agency or the draft, you know. So let us know what you think in the comments below on Khalil Mack. Thank you guys for showing up and showing out on Coffee with Tracks. Now let's shift over to another guy. Let's talk about the big man in the trenches, James Daniels. The return of the prodigal son. He should have never left the building. We should have never let him go. I love this guy from Iowa. He is a big mountain of a man down in the trenches. Drafted by the Bears in 2018, Daniels was a rock-solid starter before heading to Pittsburgh. And he's only 27 years old. He's still in his prime and could bring stability and power to an offensive line that's been struggling to protect our young quarterback. Daniels played just 4 games in 2024 due to injury. Does that concern you that he only played 4 games in 2024? But like I said, when he's healthy, he's an anchor on that line, and he's reliable. He's tough and a leader. Imagine him coming back to Chicago, teaming up with our current linemen, and giving our QB the protection he needs to finally unleash that offense. The chemistry's already there. He knows Chicago. He's battled in the trenches at Soldier Field. Could we be seeing his triumphant return to the Windy City? Let us know in the comments below. Should we bring back James Daniels? Are you concerned about how much it's going to cost? Are you concerned that he only played 4 games last year? Does any of that concern you, or are you guys okay with it? Go ahead and green light it and bring him on over. Leave it in the comments below. This is what happens when you go out and get free agents and guys that have already been in the league. Listen, we all talk about it. We're like, let's go get him. Let's go get him. But once they leave us, we fail to understand or take a look at whether or not they've been on the field and for how long have they been missing. How many games have they been injured? All of these things are a concern in free agency. Now, you know, in high school, you're going up against high school kids. And, you know, college, you're going up against college students, you know, college players. NFL, different size men, different size speed, different hurts. The hurts hurt more, man. And this is what you got to look at in free agency. In the draft, not so much. You can go find guys that haven't been often injured and all that, and they haven't compounded throughout the years and whatever the case may be. But it all is potential. None of them say that I'm going to be an NFL player and play as good as a guy like Khalil Mack or James Daniels. So that's something that we got to weigh out. So leave that in the comments below, guys. But hold on. We're not done unpacking. We got another guy, okay? Hold on, Bears fans, because there's more. Rumor has it that Atlanta Falcons center Drew Dalman is on the Bears' radar. That's right. According to ESPN's Jeremy Fowler, who most of us know and trust, Chicago is eyeing Dalman in free agency. And it makes sense, guys. Granted, he missed 8 games. Yes, here's another guy everybody's talking about. They all talk about bring Dalman over. Oh, my God. He's amazing. He's great. He's this, that. He's young. He's only 25 years old. Here's another guy. He missed 8 games. He missed 8 games. 8 games. That's a lot. That's a lot of games. That's darn near half. That's right there at half, you know. So 8, 9, you know, right down the middle. So, but here we go. At 25 years old, Dalman's already proven himself at a reliable starter with 8 starts in 2024. He's versatile. He's tough. And let me remind you, though, back to this whole hurt thing, it was his foot in 2023 and 2024. Now, I don't know if it's the same one or what the hell's going on, but we got to look at that, okay? He's got to clear medicals, okay? Back to his intangibles. He's versatile, exactly the kind of center the Bears need to solidify that offensive line. Think about it. Adding Dalman alongside returning James Daniels, that could be the foundation of a monster offensive line. You partner those 2 guys up with Darnell Wright, we got 3 guys. Now, I'm here to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, very few lines in the NFL have all 5 bona fide solid starters. You're going to have 1 to 2 guys that are in there that do an okay job, a decent job, and the other 3 guys are going to pick up their slack and try to carry them, along the way. There's very few NFL lines that are rock solid through all 5. So this could potentially be that. Like I said, you get Dalman in here, you get James Daniels, you got freaking, what do you call it, Darnell Wright. You draft a couple guys, sprinkle a couple of them boys in there, maybe get another free agent, then attack the trenches on the defensive line because you go get Khalil Mack. Okay, yeah, you put him out there a sweat, but keep in mind, he's been injured last year. He freaking, missed all those games. And now you got to have somebody in there that, Booker can take over and this and that. But you don't want to put him for too long on the oppo side of Sweat. You need another guy. You need another backup. You need some more insurance. You go draft a guy, go get somebody in free agency. What do? So that's something that you got to take a look at. You can't just be like, oh, bring Mack in, we're good. You got to definitely look at that. That's the elephant in the room when you get a guy that's like 34 years old, okay? So, like I said, this whole thing about James Daniels and Dalman, we're talking about a unit that could dominate the trenches, open up the run game, and give our quarterback the time he needs to pick apart our defenses. And I'm telling you right now, I remember Daniels being more of a solid run blocker. And I believe that's Dalman's strength, too. I think his PFF drops as a pass protector, but he's good at the run block. So now you get 2 run blockers in there, and that's good. We need that because I do believe that Ben Johnson will be focusing on running to set up the pass. I believe that's what he's going to do. So leave it in the comments below. And just like I said, just imagine this, guys. Wrecking havoc on defenses with Khalil Mack, James Daniels bulldozing defenders up front, and Drew Dalman commanding the center position with authority. This could be the Bears' master plan, a reunion that brings leadership, experience, and power on both sides of the ball. But the question is, will Bears general manager Ryan Poles pull the trigger? Will he make these moves that could transform this roster and take the Bears from rebuilding to contending? Bears fans, I need to know in the comments below, do you see Mack terrorizing quarterbacks at Soldier Field again? Should Daniels be brought back to solidify our offense? And is Dalman the missing piece we've been waiting for? Please leave it in the comments below. And don't forget, we're on a mission to hit 3,000 subscribers. And to celebrate, we're giving away a jersey of your choice. All you've got to do is like, subscribe, and share this video. Help us grow the Chicago Sports Podcast community. And you could be rocking a brand new jersey this season, folks. So, everybody, thank you for showing up, showing out. I appreciate you guys. Hey, what's up? Let's say hi really quick to a couple people that are in the building. James Childress, thanks for joining us, buddy. Good morning. He says it worries him because of the injuries that he's had. He's only played 10 games. I would consider someone else or look at the draft and free agency. Bringing back Daniels may help, but with his injuries and only playing 4 games, I wouldn't bring him Daniels back in. I'm interested in the draft and free agency. I couldn't agree more with some of this. I definitely would look at it, though, see what kind of injury it is. You know what I mean? Is it a reoccurring injury? Is it something that's a one-off? Is there a potential where Daniels, because from what I gather, what I remember, I don't remember Daniels being injured too much when he was a Bear. Now, I don't know what's going on with the Steelers. From what I understand, I've got a couple buddies that are, Steeler fans, and they don't really say a whole lot about, oh, you can have Daniels back, he's always injured, But I'm agreeing with you, James. We got to do our due diligence and look at the injuries and all this kind of stuff before we pull the trigger and see what happens. So, anyways, that's it for today's episode on Coffee with Tracks. This offseason is about to get wild, ladies and gentlemen. This is where we're here to break down every move, every rumor, and every possibility. Until next time, bear down, Chicago. Bear down.